Have you ever had that moment? You're sitting there, maybe shoveling snow off your driveway for the third time this week, or stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic that turns a 20-minute commute into an hour-long ordeal. Or you just think there has to be more to this. You start dreaming of palm trees and sun, walking out your door without 5 layers of clothing, of a lifestyle that feels less like a grind and more like well-living. For so many people, that dream has a name. It's called Florida. Then the question hits, which Florida? The nonstop party of Miami, the sprawling suburbs of Fort Lauderdale, or the quieter retirement-focused communities? It can feel overwhelming. You're not just picking a home, you're picking your future daily life. I want to tell you about a client of mine. Let's call them Sarah and Mark. They were in that same exact spot. One weekend while visiting, it clicked for them. What about Hollywood? They're a professional young couple from Boston, tired of the harsh winters and of the concrete jungle, ready for a change. They had this vision of being closer to the energy of South Florida, but not in the chaos. They wanted walkability, a sense of community, and somewhere they can see themselves starting a family. They heard of the big names, Miami, Weston, Boca, but nothing felt quite right. Then almost by accident, they discovered Hollywood. They found this incredible balance, a stunning, iconic beach with a laid-back broadwalk, a downtown that's lively but not intimidating, neighborhoods with character, with real front porches and mature trees. They weren't just buying a property, they're finding a home that matched their pace. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what they saw and what thousands of others are discovering about Hollywood. Let's check this out through the lens of relocation and real estate. What it's really like to live here. If this is your first time on the channel and you want to know everything about living in Fort Lauderdale and the surrounding cities, then subscribe below so you can be the first to know about our current market in Fort Lauderdale. My name is Hector Valdes. I'm born and raised in South Florida my entire life. My team and I love helping people make their move to Fort Lauderdale, whether it's 9 days or 9 months. Feel free to reach out. Our contact info is in the description below, and we'd be happy to help you make a smooth move to Fort Lauderdale. Let's get started. So make sure to stay until the end when I will share with you Hollywood's best kept secret, and you definitely don't want to miss that. In the vast landscape of South Florida real estate, Hollywood is what I like to call a Goldilocks city. It's not too big, it's not too small, not too quiet, and not too loud. It's often the perfect just right for many people, especially those moving from out of state who might be initially drawn to bigger name cities. So in this video, we're ditching the generic postcard shots of Florida. We're going to look at everything with a critical eye of someone who actually lives here. We'll break down the different neighborhoods by price and by vibe. We'll talk about the practical stuff, the commute, the areas, and the hidden costs. We'll look at market trends, what $500,000 gets you here versus other parts of Broward County. And we'll be brutally honest about the real Hollywood. Think of this as your insider's guide. Whether you're a young professional, a growing family, or looking for active retirement, let's find out if Hollywood could be the answer to there has to be more than this feeling. So let's start where most visitors start. And honestly, it's one of Hollywood's biggest selling points, the Hollywood Beach Broadwalk, which is where I'm located right now. This isn't just a beach, it's a 2.5-mile long pedestrian-only lifestyle hub. From a relocation perspective, this is your potential front yard entertainment. The vibe is actively casual. You get the stunning Atlantic on one side and a continuous line of cafe, boutiques, hotels, ice cream shops, and other rental stands as well. It's families, fitness enthusiasts, tourists, and locals all sharing the same space. Compared to Fort Lauderdale Beach's more bustling, bar-heavy strip or Miami's high-energy scene, Hollywood's Broadwalk feels more community-oriented and more manageable. So what about living near Broadwalk? If you live near Broadwalk, it's really about the beachfront or beach adjacent. We're talking primarily condos, and a few townhomes are really the real estate that's available in the area. Inventory here is always competitive. There's never a ton of options, so you really have to know what you're looking for. You're paying for lifestyle and a walk to everything convenience. So essentially, a smaller, older one-bedroom condo might be somewhere in the 300s, while direct oceanfront, updated units with 2 bedrooms can easily reach 700,000 all the way up to above $1 million. And maintenance fees for condos are a significant factor here, often covering things like building insurance, security, and amenities, which is crucial to budget for. So here's the big relocation question. Is the beach life for you? If your dream is to walk your dog on the sand every morning or pop down for a sunset stroll, the area is unbeatable. But consider it, it's the busiest part of town, especially on weekends and during busy season, roughly November through April. Parking for guests can be a challenge, and ultimately it's a trade-off. You trade convenience essentially for a higher price point and kind of a busy lifestyle. The huge question for anyone moving here is, how bad is the traffic really? Hollywood is strategically located. You have I-95 running north to south, the Florida Turnpike further west, and you can essentially take Sheridan Street all the way out to those major highways. Commuting to downtown Fort Lauderdale from here can take anywhere from 25 to 45 minutes. It really depends on the time of day. Getting to Miami could take anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes as well, but it really depends on which way the traffic is flowing and the time of day. The bright side, many people who move to Florida often find jobs locally or actually in northern Broward, where the traffic is a little bit less intense, reducing the stress.
All right, so now we are leaving Hollywood Beach and we're going to be heading over to Hollywood Lakes. So we're going to go onto Hollywood Boulevard. We're going to cross the Intercoastal, which is the road that we're on now. We're going to make a right up here and check out Hollywood Lakes.
All right, so here we are in Hollywood Lakes. It's a beautiful community, as I mentioned before. We're gonna walk over to a home so I can show you this listing located in this neighborhood. So this particular home is kind of in that Mediterranean style. It's very classic in the architectural details. It's actually an interesting home because it's a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, just over 2,000 square feet. So I would probably say that the rooms are generally pretty small, but it's priced at $2.15 million. So definitely the area commands a pretty hefty price point. So we're coming up on it just over on the left side, and then actually right outside the front door of this particular home, which adds to the value, is actually South Lake. So I'm going to walk across the street so you can see this really beautiful home. I think you'll really enjoy it. I really love older architecture and how that makes, you know, things really interesting. So let me flip things around kind of this way so you can see how beautiful this home is. Isn't it gorgeous? And then I'm going to swap the camera this way. You have such a beautiful view here of all the buildings in Hollywood, and you have that beautiful water on the lake. So pretty. So now we're going to go over and check out Young Circle and see what that's all about.
All right, so here we are in downtown Hollywood. So we're actually just west of Young Circle, and this area is definitely a developing downtown. There's restaurants down here right on Hollywood Boulevard and all kinds of businesses. There's been essentially kind of a big boom of construction here with lots of buildings going up. They're mainly apartment buildings, not too many condos, but there were condos kind of pre-existing here, as I mentioned before, kind of after the 2000 era. So kind of a cool area. I love the vibe. It's really cute. Definitely has a downtown feel versus the beach. So we're just gonna head down this way, down this side street, and head on Hollywood Boulevard so I can kind of show you what it kind of feels like here. So over here, right on Hollywood Boulevard, you're gonna see all kinds of restaurants. So there's a Twin Peaks. Obviously, it's beautifully tree-lined, really nice area. There's an Angus Steakhouse. Luckily, there's a good amount of parking down here. There's a Greek place. There's also a couple of bars and clubs down here, some lounges. So great place to spend your Friday or Saturday night chilling out. It's not a huge area, but it is really cute. And it essentially goes from Young Circle over to Dixie Highway. So it's essentially, I think, about a 3 or 4 block span, but really cute little area to kind of walk in and enjoy. And there's also kind of like some small little shops as well. So the next area that we're going to go visit is actually called Royal Poinciana. It's a smaller neighborhood. The homes generally are smaller. Price point is more approachable. but it's not too far from Young Circle and downtown Hollywood. So we're gonna check that out next.
All right, so here we are in Hollywood Hills. So we were actually going to go over to Royal Point Sienna, but that particular community didn't really have any listings that were available. So instead, I brought you over to Hollywood Hills, fairly large neighborhood. Most of the homes here, I would say by South Florida standards, are more mid to entry level, probably starting in the $600,000 range, just to probably under $1 million. I would say there's not really any waterfront homes, but it is a very, very nice neighborhood. Most of the homes are on decent sized lots, and it's probably maybe like 10 minutes to Young Circle and probably 15-20 minutes to the beach. So it's a great location, and it's not too far from I-95 to get around town. There is a home over here on the market. This home is listed for $920,000. It's a 4-bedroom home. It's kind of in that Mediterranean style. You can kind of see there. Sorry, the wind is making my hair a mess today. So it's a nice home, again, Mediterranean. Most of the homes in this neighborhood are remodeled. So you're gonna find the homes were built pretty much in the 1950s, and they're in that classic kind of Mediterranean Florida ranch. So we're gonna wrap up the video now. We're gonna head back over to the beach, and that's it.
Okay, so we just got done with the driving tour of Hollywood Hills, and we're just taking a drive back over to the beach. So I'm going to drive you around the neighborhood so you can check it out, because I think that when I was kind of walking the neighborhood, it was a little bit hard to tell because most of the homes here are actually set back on the lot. So they're not really close to the road, which I think is kind of a nice feature. It creates more of a stately presence. And most of the homes, I mean, I don't want to say they're cookie cutter, but they're all pretty similar. Most of them are 3-2s or 4-2s in terms of bedrooms and baths. And the neighborhood has a really nice look to it. Everything is very spaced out. And I'm going to turn down the street so you can see a couple of more homes. And I would say most of the neighborhoods in Hollywood Hills are pretty uniform. As I mentioned before, a lot of the homes have been redone. So you're gonna have impact windows and doors. Most of the roofs have been replaced, although not always. And so you get some nice updates, because this I would consider a neighborhood that, for the fact of it being an older neighborhood, is actually pretty well maintained. So something to be aware of in Hollywood is that, you know, you can kind of see we're driving. It's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. There is quite a bit of traffic through Hollywood. I would say just in general, there is a lot of traffic on I-95. That's for sure. That's a pretty commonplace thing here in South Florida. It's kind of the main area where you're going to be going between Miami and Fort Lauderdale all the way up to West Palm. So if you're a commuter for work, it gets pretty congested, especially in Hollywood. Hollywood Fort Lauderdale Airport is close to this area as well, so the airport's not too far. Something to be aware of. We're actually going to make a left here, and you're going to see that there is quite a bit of traffic. All right, so from this angle, you can see Hollywood Hospital just in the background. Here's another nice looking street. As I mentioned, most of the homes are redone. Here we have a little kid on a bike, so definitely kind of a family oriented area in Hollywood. You have pretty palm trees everywhere, and it's a very nice street. So we're gonna officially head back over to the beach where we can wrap up the Hollywood video.
So what's Hollywood's best kept secret? If you really want to experience one of Hollywood's best kept secrets, you have to get off the beach and into the nature preserve over at Anne Kolb Nature Center. Tucked between the Intercoastal and the city, this massive mangrove preserve feels completely like a different world. Instead of crowds, you'll find peaceful walking and biking trails, calm water, perfect for kayaking and paddleboarding, and wildlife everywhere, from wading birds to flying fish. It's really the kind of place locals go who want to find quiet, fresh air, and a break from the buzz of the Broadwalk. One of the coolest parts is climbing the observation tower, where you can get sweeping views of mangroves, waterways, that visitors never realize are there. From top to bottom, you can really see the wild and untouched area this really is, compared to the busy beachfront just minutes away. It really is a true gem in Hollywood. After you've had your nature fix, you're just a short drive from downtown Hollywood where you can grab a laid-back bite or coffee and still feel that local neighborhood vibe. That mix of peaceful nature, water access, and nearby city energy that makes this spot such a secret weapon. Most people come to Hollywood for the beach, but really the magic is just west of it, waiting in the mangroves. So after a full day of seeing Hollywood from the ground up, what's the verdict? Hollywood, Florida isn't trying to be Miami or Fort Lauderdale. It's confidently itself. It offers that rare, authentic blend of beach town chill, small city charm, with just enough urban energy to keep things interesting. For the relocator, it presents a compelling middle ground. You get the iconic Florida beach life without the intensity, a walkable downtown that feels alive, and a patchwork of neighborhoods where you can find anything from a fixer-upper to a potential move-in ready dream home. Is it perfect? No place is. You really have to be prepared for the Florida heat and humidity, the seasonal traffic, and the very real cost of insurance and taxes. But if what you're looking for is a community where you can build a life, if you could ride your bike to the beach for coffee, enjoy a world-class meal downtown, and still live on a quiet tree-lined street, then Hollywood deserves a spot at the very top of your list. If this is your first time on the channel and you want to know everything about living in Fort Lauderdale and the surrounding cities like Hollywood, then subscribe below so you can be the first to know about our current market here. My name is Hector Valdes, and I'm born and raised in South Florida my entire life. My team and I love helping people make their move to Fort Lauderdale and the surrounding cities, whether it's 9 days or 9 months. Feel free to reach out. Our contact info is in the description, and we'd be happy to help you make a smooth move to Fort Lauderdale. If it was just right for Sarah and Mark from Boston, it might just be right for you and your family. See you next time.